Thank you. Thank you for opening your mailing list and clicking on this video. The most exciting thing I want to tell you about is I'm doing this mad live event that I've organized myself on the 11th and 12th of September this year in a field. I'm going to be in a field doing a talk in a tent. But the money, we're giving it to a group called One Can Trust. That's a food bank in High Wycombe, near where I live, that feeds, hundreds and hundreds of people that, at this moment need some help sustaining their family. But that's cool and everything, but the main thing is me in a field. This is a big departure. I'm on tour at the moment doing my show 33 in theatres. Fantastic, come and see me in a theatre. But what's better, a theatre or a field? It's a field, isn't it? You can be with me in a field. I'll do a meditation there, we'll do some breathing exercises there. I don't know what else is going to happen in this field, but like Field of Dreams, it's a bit like that, really. If you put the event on, they will come. Well, will they? Are you going to come? That's up to you, obviously. It's in the south of England. It's not far from where I am now. It's pretty near Henley, if you want to get there. The events are going to be at, let me have a look, I've got the information here. 11th and 12th, meditation. I think it's going to start like 5 o'clock to get in, 6 o'clock start. It doesn't even say that. I'll have to write that myself. 6 p.m. start. It'll be a couple of hours long. Look at that. In a field. That's the key thing. Do you want to be in a field? Of course you want to be. Oh, it's covered. You've got to bring a picnic and a blanket, though, and maybe some cushions to sit on. It's not that many seats. I'm doing it over 2 days, 11th and 12th. Not that many seats. This is, look, you know what I'm doing here. I'm moving in the general direction of a cult. We're just moving slowly in the direction of a cult. First thing, field. First thing, small events where everybody leaves. Down the line, nobody leaves. We stay here and we build communities. It's just going to be me so far. I've not asked anyone else to participate. It's going to be covered in case it rains. The information will be distributed if you're interested in coming. So there's a link in the description. All right, on with other mailing list business that's not necessarily directly related to field stuff. You lot send me questions. Well, Hannah Carter did. She said, why do you think some people experience a sense of awakening and others do not? Do you think there's a specific reason some people live this experience but others can't understand? I come from a family and friendship group who do not share this with me. I find a wealth of comfort and peace in communities like those you've created. However, I often wonder why I'm experiencing this in life and those closest to me are not. I'd be grateful to hear your thoughts on this. People find different ways of connecting. Some people probably by supporting a football team or belonging to a jiu-jitsu club or, might be through some erotic thing, experience connection. There are so many ways of experiencing it. I personally feel that awakening, directly and explicitly connected to spirituality, yet is an important part. It's an important part of my life, and I think most people would benefit from it. But we are all different, and remember, there's so much conditioning in the mix. A lot of people do not believe it is possible to awaken. They don't even know what you mean by that. And what I mean, of course, is that whatever it is you believe yourself to be, there's your thoughts, your feelings, your memories, your projections. There's something else in there with you. And if you can become aware of this, if you turn the torch of awareness onto itself, something interesting happens to you. This is the point of access, I would say. So in addition to seeing me live in a field, you can see me live in a theatre where they sell Maltesers. There's no Maltesers here. You've got to bring your own picnic to the old field gig. And those tickets are 33. How come you're charging more money to see you in a field? Because I'm not going to just do stand-up comedy. I'm going to lead meditations. I'm going to do breath exercises. Plus, we're giving any profit that we make to, One Can Trust, a food bank. So come on, you can't argue with that. One Can Trust will be there in some capacity. Maybe you could bring a tin of something or pasta or whatever his people always need. Drop that off with One Can Trust. We'll update you about it in the future. Have you been listening to Under the Skin? I've had John Higgs on there. He's brilliant. He's also a lot about William Blake, who taught, and William Blake is fascinating because he's sort of dealing with, from an artistic perspective, with the idea of, what do I want to say? Interdimensional consciousness, but from the perspective of an artist. You'll love that. Michael Pollan, he talks about plant medicines and all that. Fascinating bloke. Above the Noise, weekly meditations. All of this you can get if you subscribe to Luminary. And you can get that now on Apple, wherever you are in the world. So if you're talking to someone somewhere else in the world and they're not listening to my podcast, tell them they should be. Also, what about Football is Nice? Football is Nice. Free podcast that I do every single week with my mate Gareth, who I make all my YouTube videos with, or at least the sort of hard-hitting news type ones with. We just chat about football culture. We've had some funny guests on there already. Dean Windass, former Hull player. Bobby Zamora of West Ham came on. And we're talking about how do you crowdfund a football club and have a fan-owned football team. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's one of the things we're looking at. But it's mostly just a laugh. It's free. You can get it wherever you get podcasts. So tweet me and follow it on Twitter because that's where I ask all my questions and everything like that. Here's another question from you. This one's from Linda Le Anning. I'm senior, I'm 70, but I'm still vigorous and curious and pissed off about the state of the world. Not only the union of the US, but the whole bleeping world, or as you Brits like to say, bleeding. My question is, would the US have been better, morally, ethically, if we were under British rule or under France or Spain? No, I don't think so, because all those countries were pretty corrupt and colonialist and, as you say, imperialist nations. It might have been, well, it obviously would have been different. I think that the United States was a step in the right direction, but hasn't gone far enough. I think at the point of confederacy, that's where my interest lies. What I mean by that is fully independent, but cooperating small devolved states, getting smaller and smaller till there is absolute autonomy in your everyday life. What I mean is don't have one big centralized government that dominates everything. Govern your own lives, govern your own communities. So really, the United States didn't go far enough, is what I would say. As a teacher, I'm very aware of bringing everyone closer as a solution, no blaming, but recognising our shared humanity and laughing and creating together. Thank you for being you, speaking up and supporting discussion and dialogue, not censorship. Thank you, Linda Le Anning. That was a lovely question, and I appreciate you taking your time. Are you watching my stuff on YouTube? I'm doing some deep things, stuff around regulation and legislation around COVID, some interesting stuff about tech intrusion. Like mostly I comment on news stories from a hopefully transcendent perspective. And on Awakening, I give free guided meditations and stuff like that. So you should be following both of those things. Have a listen to David Kessler. Like I did a really good, there's a really good clip of me talking to David Kessler, grief specialist, on the Awakening channel that you'll enjoy. Remember, the main thing I want to tell you is if you want to see me live in the south of England, go to russellbrand.com or the link in the description and get tickets to see me live. And if you want to see me in a field on the 11th and 12th of September, come and see me in a field. Imagine that. We're in a field around the tarpaulin. Can you imagine the potential for chaos? There's not that much potential for chaos. There's not that many tickets. It's a small event, so the tickets will go fast. So get them quickly. And we're giving them to you, the offer first, but then we'll, if you don't buy them all, we'll put it on social media. Wendy from Cheshire says, I want to pose you a question. In old shamanic and Chinese traditions, a doctor was only paid when their community and individuals were well. Now, isn't that a concept? Yeah, I know. I've heard that before, mate. That I heard that you still do that in China. You don't pay them when you're ill. It's really amazing. Like, so you pay like a subscription, and then when you're ill, it's like, oh, sorry, we fucked up. You're ill. Right, you don't pay this month. It's a weird concept. It places the onus in an interesting space. Essentially, I don't think that healthcare should be transactional. I feel that we should all live healthy, nutritious lives, and that part of our life should sort of be extracted from economics. I think, in a sense, trade and economics should only be about the ornamental frivolity and leisure aspect of life. Basically, everyone should eat well. You should basically eat the things you're evolved to eat. What are you evolved to eat? Eat that. And I'm not making a moral argument, because obviously if it was down to me, it'd be full on veganism, but that might not be your bag. But for me, that's my situation. And I like that. I think it's interesting, that thing about China, like that Chinese idea and shamanic idea of you only pay when you pay when you are healthy and you stop paying when you're not. It's really fascinating. It's because it just makes you look at the world differently. Emilia Hozu, quick question. What's your opinion if a person with a strong, weird accent uploads a video on YouTube? This person is myself, and I'm hesitating because of my accent. I have thoughts on various topics, but I'm afraid of nasty comics. Emilia Hozu, I can tell from your name, what do you reckon Emilia is? Romanian or Eastern European? Or look, it don't matter, mate. It's basically what I'm saying. Maybe the subtitle component might struggle, but people will listen. Lots of people with strange accents. Look at my accent. It's like, it's a strange accent unless you're used to it. And if you're not a native English speaker and you're speaking with English, just get on with it. Don't let that stand in your way. You will find your audience. You will find your voice. Use your voice. There'll be people that will hear you and listen to you, that will be encouraged, heartened by your accent, okay? Don't let doubt about yourself stand in the way. Unless that doubt is, I'm not sure if I can survive you know, climbing into this tiger cage or something, then that's a sort of a reasonable doubt. Don't climb in the tiger cage unless you're Joe Exotic or someone with a lot of experience handling tigers. And I think he might be in prison now because of taking a piss around. Don't get in tiger cages. The main message. But the other messages are: come see me do 33. Link in the description and in the main email. Come see me in the field. All these things are available. Send me your comments. Stay engaged with my community. Look what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create communities. Look at me. What an interesting person. Thank you.